Let's do 5, 6. I hadn't even looked at them myself. So here we go. Number 5. Yeah, that's right. So number 5. So we ended up on number 4, which was differentiate full, and empty.
Bluetooth connected.
So we're picking up on number 5. Number 5 of Yang Chang Fu's 10 essential points of Tai Chi Chuan. So he says to sink the shoulders and elbows. We hear that a lot. So let's see if he can give us more clarification on that. He says the shoulders must be completely relaxed and also open. If you cannot relax and sink them, then they will be raised. He says the chi will rise with them and the whole body will be without power. The whole body will be without power. So let's back up a little bit. So when he says the shoulders must be, somebody got some feedback coming in. I think that's you, Dan.
Yeah, let me take a quiet there. Sorry.
That's all right, no problem. So he says the shoulders must be completely relaxed and open. What does that mean to anyone here? Does that, I mean, physically, do you know what it means to relax and open the shoulder?
Well,
I mean,
know
relax.
there's
Yeah, we
a
know.
tendency for people to hunch up when they're stressed.
Say what again, Jeremy?
There's a tendency for people to hunch up when they're stressed out.
That's true. We were talking about that today in the lesson, how people carry a lot of stress in their shoulders. Almost look like they have very little neck, if any neck at all, because their shoulders are up by their ears, man. The trapezius muscles are so tight, a lot of tension.
Like nightclub doorman.
So imagine what's going on up in all of this thoracic cavity up here. It's got to be all just tension and stress. You know what I'm saying? So what do we do in our practice, in our Tai Chi practice, to help us alleviate that? How do we relax and actually open the shoulders?
Well, we do the open the claw type exercises.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people, when they speak in regards of the quad, they only talk about the inguinal crease, but the arms and the legs are basically very similar. They're extremities on opposite ends of the body, right? So their attachment points are kind of close, although not the same. So we can consider this to also be a qua. So the shoulder qua. So we want to open that, right? So we have that open by having the elbows, the tips of the elbows going outward and forward. Even in our Tai Chi ready stance, we begin like that. And also, what about when we're talking about when we relax the chest, how that relationship plays into the back, you know? Right. So all of that's going to help in regards to that situation with the shoulders and elbows. And you understand what he means about when he said the chi will be raised. So yeah, it's like you're top heavy. You know what I mean? You ever heard someone say somebody's top heavy, like everything's up top?
It unsettles your dantian.
Yeah, far from it. Far from dantian.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of their energy is basically up in the upper torso. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing on the bottom. So it's not being in a position of power. That's for sure.
If your shoulders are hunched too, it's really hard to get a lungful of air.
Absolutely.
That's
right
one
away.
One of the ways that people would die from crucifixion was by being oxygen starved. Because you're hanging like this, right? You can't. Yeah, you can't inflate your lungs, right?
Interesting. Makes sense. Wow. That's right. You can't even activate the upper part of your body at all when you're hanging like that.
Nope.
So he says, if the elbows are actually raised, then the shoulders cannot sink, and you will not be able to discharge people very farly. So that's what happened with a lot of people when you're not relaxed, and when you have a lot of tension in your shoulders, and you try to do like the transfers in Tai Chi, it just becomes like a shoving match, and it's very physical. It's not like the Fa Jian. You know what I'm saying? The transfers just aren't clean. They may be very good at wrestling and using that physical force, but we want to be able to do a little bit more than just the physical force. That's why we train Tai Chi, not to deal with physical force in a physical force way. So the next one is number 6, where he says, use mind and not force. There we go. I just said it. Use the mind and not force. He says, the Tai Chi classics say all of this meaning, no, the Tai Chi says all of this means using mind. And then in parentheses, he has I and not force. So he goes on to explain further. He says, in practicing Tai Chi, the whole body should be relaxed. We talk about that all the time. What's the term we use for that? We want to,
Sung.
yeah, we want to be sung, right? So do not let 1 ounce of force remain in the blood vessels. Jeez, not even in the blood vessels. Then he says bones, sinews, ligaments to restrict you. So don't let any of that force build up on you because it will restrict your movement. All right. He says, then you will be, when you do this, you will be agile and able to respond to change spontaneous by being relaxed. He says, you will be able to turn freely, and easily. He says, some doubt how you can be strong without being forceful. He says, the meridians of the body through which chi can flow are like waterways in the earth. When there is no obstruction, then the water flows freely. Similarly, if the meridians are open, then the chi can pass through. If hard force blocks the meridians, then the chi and blood will be obstructed, and our movements will not be smooth and agile. Just by pulling one hair, the whole body will be unbalanced. If you do not use force, then wherever the mind goes, the chi will flow. The chi and the blood can circulate. If we practice this way daily, then we will eventually attain true internal power. The classics say that when you are extremely soft, then you will become hard and strong. To master Tai Chi is to have arms like iron wrapped in cotton wool. What do they mean by that? To have arms like iron wrapped in cotton wool. You ever heard that statement about the Tai Chi arm?
Soft.
What's that, Dan?
Soft on the outside, but
Mm,
hard on the inside.
yeah, exactly.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, and that's beneficial to life itself if you think about it. What happens to a lot of people as they age? The bones start to deteriorate. Where does that deterioration start at? Right in the core of the bone where the blood marrow or the marrow develops. But over time, more and more fat starts getting stored inside of that area, and the bones begin to weaken more. But with our practice, if we're practicing properly, our bones get harder on the inside. He says they are extremely heavy, also very heavy. He says practitioners of external styles reveal strength when they use it, but not using it, they are light and floaty. That makes sense? He's saying that the external practitioners, when they're not using their strength, they're pretty light and floaty. So they don't have that root that the internal martial artist is known for having. I noticed that about a lot of guys, especially the kicking guys. They're very good at kicking, but they're pretty light on their feet. Very few of them seem like they have a good root, but there's always the exception to the rule. He says it is obvious that their strength is external and locked together. He says strength derived from external training is easily led and not to be admired. Now, once again, these are not my words. Let's get that very clear. These are Yang Chang Fu's words. You guys know who Yang Chong Fu is, right? So he's one of the sons of one of the greats of Tai Chi, and they turn out to be great themselves. So I think he had another brother, Young Bong Hao, I believe it was. You know anything about the lineage, Pam? Maybe she
No.
stepped away. Oh, okay. Yeah. But he's known for he's a big guy, the real big 300 pounder.
Yeah,
Remember him? Yeah, that's him. And he's known for those 10 essentials. So let's bear those things in mind. Let's do a little practice.
Knowing where you came from, it gives you a sense of this is who I am.
That's a commercial. All right. So go ahead and get into your Tai Chi ready position. Start relaxing your feet. Start at the bottom of your body. Start at the soles of your feet. And just start relaxing your mind, letting go of your thoughts. Relax your muscles. Do it in a strategic fashion. Make it a habit of starting at the bottom of your body, at the soles of your feet. Also checking your toes to make sure your toes are relaxed and not gripping the floor. Do it very methodically. And then work your way from the soles into your heels, into your ankles, into your Achilles, all the way up until you reach the point where your knees are. Check to make sure your knees are still nice and softly bent. Keep going up. Get into your hips. Feel the tip of your tailbone. Make sure you have that placed appropriately. Tip of the tailbone pointing down. Work your way up. Continue to go all the way up your spine, from the lower spine to the upper spine, segment by segment. Lumbar to cervical. Take your time. Reach the base of your head where your skull attaches to your spine. Breathe into jade pillow. Open that space. Extend the crown point upward. Chin slightly tucked in. Release the pressure off the back of your neck. Make sure your eyes are correct. The right eyes. Not quite open fully, but also not closed. Not staring, but gazing. We'll bow in, and then after the bow, we'll go into some, let's do some ward off training, rolling ward off. We'll take our time and see where we end up at. All right. Here we go. Relax. Exhale, sinking down. Remember, breathing through the nose, belly breathing, tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth. All those basics. All those basics are basically the most important parts of it all. Inhale on the way up, breathing through the soles of the feet. Remember, all the way up from the earth into the sky. Hey, let's start off today a little different. Let's start off with some preparation practice. Preparation. So just going up and down, just feeling your body floating, floating. Feel the weight distribution in the bottom of your feet. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale as you settle back down. Feel the weight. Where is the weight? Inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, open Hu Yin. Open Hu Yin. Inhaling. Exhale. Close. Close Hu Yin. Up and down. Open and close. Up and down. Feel the bottom of your feet pumping. Keep going, family. Don't stop. Do a few more. Let me do a few more. Make sure you feel your body rising and falling just a little bit. So keep your palms facing your body, Jeremy. In preparation. Keep your palms facing yourself. Yeah. Now I want you to start paying attention to. Dan, could you mute your mic?
What's that?
Could you mute your mic?
Sure.
Thank you. So I want you to feel the weight in your feet as you come down, pointing down. The weight goes into your toes, and depending on how big or small you make the movement, the weight will continue to go around from the inside of your foot. It'll work its way around to the outside, going from big toe all the way around to small toe. I want you to feel as it goes from big toe to small toe, going around there. And then once it gets to the small toe, that's when you pull your hands back up, and then it comes back in. So it's going down and around the toes. And then once it gets around to the small toe side, that's when you begin to draw your hands back up through the center, bringing it back around and back up. Do that a couple times. Pay attention to that feeling. It's very subtle. Harmonize the movement with your breath. So make your breath long so that you can feel the entire movement and it's not choppy like silk. like reeling silk. Fast and choppy, silk gets all tangled. All right, good. Now we're gonna go transition from preparation. So we're in preparation. So we continue to breathe up right here, and we're gonna take it into inward and outward. So it comes through preparation to form to make this shape. You got to pass through preparation first, and then once we get here, I want you to just follow it out to infinity, all the way out to infinity, right? And then follow it down into infinity, but don't look down. Just sink down, still looking out on the horizon, sinking down. Now we're going to repeat that movement, and we also have to pass through the bottom part of preparation. So that's the bottom part of preparation. And then it rounds out, connecting all these forms. Extend out your fingertips. Imagine traveling through your shoulders, out your elbows, in your wrists, out your fingertips. Got to follow the connections. If we're going too fast, we'll never be mindful enough to follow that. So coming from the bottom like preparation, pulling up, right up to the belt channel. Here I make sure my elbows are out laterally, sideways, and also forward. And then I scoop here. I scoop as if I'm picking up a big tree. It scoops up, continues to go up, and then separate not only your arms, but your entire being into left and right hemispheres with sincerity. Allow your cells to move. Allow your cells to move. Interesting. Inhale up, round out. This is like scooping out. Make it round. You'll feel it more. The skeleton will be right. When you round it out, helps you concave the chest. Check the tip of your chin. Make sure it's slightly tucked in. All of these things. Feel your weight in your feet. It changes with the movement. It changes with the breath. No stagnation in form. Feel it change. Pay attention to the change. Allow it to change. The weight distribution changes naturally. Continue to go inward and outward. After you do one more inward and outward, let's transition into something else. So we'll come in from the bottom again. just like doing inward and outward. Pull in and pull right here, right in front of Dantian. You can bring your legs in a little closer, feet in a little closer. And then we're going to shift into our hands attaching form, but only with the long and short hand. So 1 foot forward with the long and short hand. So shift over to your left, sink down on your left. Right is on the ball of the foot, turning. And you know how we step out, and then one Tai Chi ball comes out from Dantian. The other one stays there. One's pointing down at my foot, straight down. That gives us downward energy, downward practice, and it stays down. I step forward with my left foot, my apologies. And then as I turn, coming up like I'm going to hands attach, only difference is I turn it over, palm down, and then the other hand comes out behind, and they continue to go to the front left corner, high corner, and then turn back to to the rear left corner high, and then descend. And you have to sit down a little bit here, or it's just arm movement, and arm movement alone is not Tai Chi. So we have to move the body up in the front here, pointing up and also shifting back. And then pointing down in the rear on the right side. And once again, the body has to sink down. It can't just be arm movement. And then turn, coming back across. It's like making an X, rising and falling, rising up, and then just turn and follow. Very good for your spine. If you're sinking correctly, your legs will get a nice workout as well. Imagine that you're throwing something, releasing something way, way out the tips of your fingers, going out infinitely. And that'll just help you extend and open your body more. That'll help you open your joints more. That'll help you release more. So following the path again, remember, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, open all of that. Let your fingernails grow. Let them grow infinitely. Take your time, coordinate your movement with your breath. Give it a sincere effort. Are you breathing in accord with your movement? Check it out and see. Or are you just moving and breathing independently? Check to make sure that your shoulders not have any type of stagnation, like stopping and going on your turns, especially when you get to the corners. Feel the energy go through your shoulders. Feel that circle. Relax the shoulders. Hit one more time and come back and change sides. Change doors. Opposite foot. So go through all the preparatory ways of getting into the next pose, next position. It's a good habit, good routine. So we sink in the center and then we shift over, right? Sink over to the right leg. Step out, toe heel. All of these little things. Make it a routine. Place the Tai Chi ball. Give you a good time to practice that downward. Coming around like hands attaching. The other hand comes out and follow, and they turn into long and short hand. Let me watch a couple times. Let me watch it go a couple times. So which arm is your rear arm right now, Jeremy? Is that your left arm in the back? All right. All right. I'm going to give you some instruction on the left arm. Keep going. So right here, as you point out, continue. Point out further with the left arm as if you really point. Yeah, see, you have more in there. You saw that? And that's going to keep that range of motion. There you go. Now this time it's going to change. It's going to be your right arm. Point all the way out with your right arm. And keep that range of motion. Did I add a little bit more to your turn? I think it should have. So all the way out with the left. Hold on to that turn. There you go. And then this time it changes. Right arm. Make sure you follow that right arm all the way out. Stretch out with the right arm. There you go. All right. Feel any different? All right. So Dan, you got cramps. You got close quarters in there. I said you got close quarters. Yeah. Could you turn that way, turn sideways and do it? Or no? Don't bend your back so much. Don't lean forward. It kind of looks like you combining the corners a little bit to me, Dan. So make sure you're pointing directly to the corner. And then once you point to the corner, you have to turn more to get to the rear corner. So it's 4 corners there. Go ahead. So you're coming down. It should come straight across to the other corner first, see? It should come. So if you go back where you were. So it should come down and straight across, like drawing a straight line diagonal. And then straight up diagonal. Not over here. It should be out in front of you right now. Coming from behind to your front. And then continue to turn once it hits the front. Now continue to turn in the same direction. You're fine. You need to continue turning.
Continue turning. All right, so from back here.
Yeah, so you're going from rear corner high. You have to sink first. And then it has to come across and come high.
Back to the other rear corner high.
Yeah, it's there now. Yep, sink. And go across to the other corner. No, you got to go down first. No. So just get back where you were. And put your arms back where you were. And we'll continue going. So you're starting over now. Okay, so you're in the high corner. You got to sink down and come straight across to the other corner. Diagonal. And then you turn. So now you're in your third corner. You realize that, right? So from this third corner, you got to go across to your fourth corner. So it sinks down. How'd you turn?
Breaking up a little bit. I go to the front corner, left side, right?
No, you're not getting your and you got it sideways now. I can't see it now. So if you stand where you were, and you got four corners there, right? You can identify the four corners. So that I would consider that to be a side.
Bottom left, upper right, bottom right.
Yeah, but you also have the front corners and the rear corners.
Oh. Front, rear.
Right. Correct. Exactly. So by having all of those identified, I would like for you to point your arms out towards the front right corner. Now turn your body towards your front, to your right rear corner. And then your arms descend there. Go from that corner to your front left corner. High now. Yes. And then turn from the front left corner to the rear left corner. Yes. And now go low now. Go over to the front high right corner. And then turn back to the rear and come down. Yes. Now you got it. Straight to the front. High. Turn. Go low. That's the pattern. Good. Turn. That's the pattern right there. You see it now, Dan? All right. Yeah, work that a few times because this is going to help with all the different movements. Keep working it, Jeremy. And just change doors. Yes. Now you're getting the corners. Before you were rounding them out. You knew. Now you see what I meant, right? Dan, yeah. Perfecto. Now I want you to do the same thing, Dan, but get into a stance, a gung fu stance, 1 foot forward, archer stance. Exactly. Now you're doing it. This is going to help open your hips and waist more. It's going to help your Tai Chi more, for sure. The pattern itself. Jeremy, how you doing with it, my brother? We got Dan all hooked up. Let me see what you got going on. That adjustment that I told you about, reaching with the back arm, right? You still doing that? Extending out with that arm, getting the full range. Yes, I can see you are now. That's helping you get more turn. Just that little bit will make a big difference. And doing the same thing here on this front corner. That way everything is over there. There you go. You got it. Now I want you to change doors and not move as slowly, Jeremy. A little bit faster. Don't stop. Change doors in between your movement. There you go. All right, this is what I want you to do. Keep going. Don't stop. So I want you to change doors, but without going back to holding Tai Chi ball in front of Dante. And it's going to happen right where you're at right now, Jeremy. Boom, you're going to change doors. Yep. And continue with your rotation. Yes. You see what I'm talking about? So find your flow. Don't let it mess up your pattern. And change when you get ready. And remember how to change. Don't go back to Dantian. Roll right through it. And continue with your circle. Yeah, there you go. Work it like that. And then make sure your long and short hand still proper. Extend the fingertips. Everything is still proper. Don't fall apart. Making sense, Dan? Look like you got it now. All right, good. Perfect. Now do your best to keep your palms flat, like they're on top of something. Flat. And pointing out the fingertips. Out the shoulder, out the elbow, out the wrist, out. Extend out the fingertips. Extend out. You're going to get to a certain point. I'm going to tell you to stop there, Dan. I'll tell you when. Right there, stop. So stop where you at. The hand that has the watch on it, the arm that has the watch on it, extend it out further as if you're pushing something away. Yeah. And continue in the motion with that extension. And remember that extension. You want to use that extension. It's coming up again. That same extension. Right here as you go out. There you go. Carry that with you.
That's pretty crazy energy, Seafood.
What's going on, brother?
Oh, it's just woo.
Working that single form, bro. And getting it right. And getting it right. And focusing on it. How you like going into the change doors without stopping in the middle?
That's fun.
Yeah. Play with that a little bit. We got 10 minutes. Let me watch Dan here. So I'm going to stop you again here in a minute, Dan, at this front high left corner. All right, stop. So the hand, the arm without the watch on it, extend it out more towards that corner. Yes. Now hold that extension and keep going. So now you play with those two different adjustments that I just gave you. They're on the opposite sides of the form. It's going to make your movement even better. There's an extension we just talked about. Yeah. And now here it is showing up again, that same extension. Although we're extending, don't lock out the elbows and don't stop your flow. Just imagine if you wanted something to go real far, you got to follow it, right? You got to follow it out there. So you're following, yeah. If not, you just left all that space unoccupied. So it's basically occupying the space more. Getting into that space. Find that corner and circle it out. Nice and smooth. It'll begin to make more and more sense to you when you make these practices a part of your daily routine. This is one of the fundamental foundations right here that if you do Tai Chi and you don't see value in this one, I don't know why, because especially Yang style, because it's with the single whip, you know, it's like it's right before single whip. We're just doing it as a drill without the single whip. Perfect solo form practice. See, what happens is people don't want to do solo form, they think it's boring. But little do they know, you get such big benefits from solo form. And yes, you can do it standing or sitting. As Sister Pam just showed me. So I do this all the time with people sitting. Now, if you have a stool type chair, you don't have to worry about the arms. That may help you even a little bit more. But any type of sitting apparatus is perfect. Doesn't matter. You like that, huh, Jeremy?
Very much.
Yeah, that's one of our temple staples for sure. Long and shorthand.
Meditative.
Very nice. When you go see Master Liao, bro, you're gonna do this one forever, and it's gonna seem like you're just getting started. You're gonna love it. Yeah, he's zoning us out on this one big time. Let's get out of here. They're gonna kick us out here shortly. Thank y'all for stopping in today.
Yeah, that was a quick class.
Good to see you, Sister Pam. Making a rapid return. Rapid return. Tai Chi way. There's a lot being done. on the inside. Good to see everybody today. Oh, let's bow out. Go ahead and bow out. Nice breath out. Thank you, Seafood. Thank you, Sister Pam. Thank you, Brother Dan. Thank you, Brother Jeremy. Always good sharing the time with you guys, sharing the space. Hope you pick up on those little tidbits we shared today. I know it wasn't much. I know it wasn't much. Just a little nugget or two. Just a little nugget or two. We just continue doing our best. Hey, Grand Rise with us, family. Grand Rise with us. We do our meditation at 5:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day of the strong. Every single day. We always on it. You're welcome to join us, family. 5:45 Eastern Standard, that is. Hey, good to see you, family. Y'all have a wonderful day. Yeah, I'm just giving a shout out because I may share this one today. I may share this one publicly. Yeah. Peace, peace. Right back at you.